JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, guys, right, there was a little bit of a technical issue here, so I hope you can hear me now. So, yep, as I said, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Traders Tea Time. Today's the 14th of May, 2020. So, yep, so we'll have a quick look at the markets. If you the charts that we looked at this morning, we looked at yesterday as well. So just to see how everything is getting along. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free here to visit us on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there, so it'll take you to this page where I'm right now. So yep, and I believe, like I said, you can find something useful here. Now then, quick update on the figure here. So yeah, continues to slowly rise, but it's still okay, I would say. So yep, we'll continue monitoring the situation here. It will be quite interesting to see if actually tomorrow we'll have a 4,400,000 or not. So I hope not, but to be honest, with nowadays tendencies, I mean, it is just a matter of time. Now then, jumping into a few charts. Now the quickly I wanted to discuss here is the German DAX. Now I've talked about this on this morning basically, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this 10,280 zone, because a drop below this could in a way lead to further declines. Looking at this daily chart as well, we would like to see a daily close below this area, and if so, then well, we could start aiming for slightly lower levels. This 10,280 zone is the lowest point of 2018. So in a way, for now, we will continue monitoring this. We will, like I said, we'll keep an eye on today's close. We want to see how and where it's going to close, and if it's going to stay below the 10,280 zone, then well, in a way, it increases the chances of a further drift lower. So be very careful. If it stays above this 10,280 zone, then maybe we could see a bit of a rebound here, push higher, maybe moving back towards the high of this week, which is around the 10,986 zone. But again, for now, all eyes are on this 10,280 zone. Now then, the S&P 500. So here yesterday the index closed in the red, and the most important, it broke this upside support line taken from the low of the 8th of April, and it also closed below this zone, below this upside support line. So of course, all this kind of creates this a slight bearishness, I would say. However, what I've mentioned previously, guys, that in a way, for us, in order to aim for lower levels, we need to see a nice good daily close below this 2,798 territory right here, which we tested yesterday. However, we didn't get a break, so we didn't get a close below this area. So we would like to see a nice good close first in order to aim for lower levels. Looking at the cash index right now, and let me just double check this very quickly, so we can see that the price is currently already balancing below this territory, below the 2,798 territory. But then again, as I said, we would prefer to see a daily close below this, because although we will be getting a nice opening gap here to the downside. However, like I said, we would prefer to see a daily close below this area, and then yep, we could consider deeper extensions to the downside. So be very careful with this one, because what we don't want to see here is another range. So basically, if it travels back above this this line and stays here, then it kind of increases the chances of kind of pushing back up here. Of course, good news for the bulls could be, however, for us to get comfortable with higher levels, we would prefer to see a push above the 2,955 territory here, and then aim for further upside. For now, we will be very careful, because there is a chance for this one to drift lower. However, we need to see a daily close below the 2,798 territory. Gold, quick update here. I mean, again, it has not changed much since this morning, and this whole week I keep talking about this this kind of potential pattern here of a descending triangle, clearly visible on a daily chart here. So still, basically, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, because still basically the same idea remains. We need to see a nice good break of this downside line and a push above the 1723 territory in order to aim for higher levels. With the downside, we would need to see a drop below the 1680 territory here in order to aim for lower levels. However, again, for now it's stuck here. As long as it remains in this little territory right here, we will stay neutral. So yep, keep your eyes on this one, guys. Let's see how this is going to play out, but again, for now we cannot do really much. DXY, so this one continues to push higher, and recently I spoke about DXY and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on the 21-day EMA. So basically on Monday we had a nice pop here above this 21-day EMA, and what I was saying, that if the this 21-day EMA continues to provide support, we could see a nice push higher, but where we will aim for the upper side of the range here, which is roughly around the 100.93 level. So in a way, initially, for now, this is exactly where we're going to be targeting. We want to see if this is going to hold or not. If it fails to hold, then, well, a break of it, yes, would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and higher levels could be met. For now, guys, we will just aim for the upper side of the range. Bitcoin, now very quickly on this one. So I've talked about this one in the beginning of this week, basically on Monday. So after on Sunday we had this slide lower, and it failed to move below this upside support line taken from the low of the 16th of March. The crypto started pushing higher again, and basically now it's kind of approaching this high, the current highest point of May, which is roughly around the 10,045 zone. So now it's going to be very interesting to see if we can actually break this barrier and go for higher levels. Let's not forget that still we remain below this downside line taken from the high of the highest point of December 2017. So in a way, we are approaching this downside line, but we would like to see a break of this downside line first in order to aim for higher levels. Until then, guys, we'll probably still remain somewhat neutral, and we'll continue observing the price action here, because we don't want to get caught out here, and that's why we will take a bit of a conservative approach and wait for a push above the 10,045 territory, which is the highest, currently the highest point of 8th of May, and ideally we would like to see a break above the this downside line as well. So of course there is another level that we're keeping a close eye on, is the highest point of February 2020, or in other words the current highest point of this year, which is roughly around the 10,491 zone. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But again, for now, we will be yes, we are leaning a little bit more to the upside. However, we would like to see a break through the current highest point of May, which is around the 10,045 level, and through this downside line taken from the highest point of December 2017. Jumping into a few pairs now very quickly, AUDUSD. So I've looked at this one previously, and previously I talked about this level here, the 0.6254 zone, which a break of which is needed in order to aim for lower levels. However, given that the pair is now moving a little bit sideways, and first of all, let's get rid of this downside line because it's no longer valid, and it got violated. So, and now what we're going to be focusing on is this level here, the 0.6373 mark, which is the low of the current lowest point of May. And if we do get a drop below this, then yes, we will aim for lower levels, because the most important thing here is, guys, is the fact that we are still within the range here. So we're struggling to get out of this range, and this range is roughly between the 0.6373 level that I already mentioned and the 0.6570 zone on the upside. So we'll keep an eye on this one for now, we will wait for a clear exit out of this range, out of this short-term range. Let's specify, because again, it's not a huge one. So we'll wait for this for now, and once we get out of it, then yes, we will aim for the next directional move. So we'll consider the next directional move. So yep, basically if we get a drop below the 0.6373 territory, then yes, we will aim for the 0.6254, or even we'll go even further down. With the upside here, we'll wait for a break above the 0.6570 zone, and then we'll target higher levels. USDCHF very quickly here. So I've talked about this one. I've mentioned this pair this week, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on the 0.9681 zone, because yes, we did get a few drops below this, but we didn't get a daily close below it. So in a way, and now you can see that the pair is reversing back to the upside. For now, from the very short-term perspective, what we're going to target here is the upper side of this range near the 0.9797 level, and that's going to be our main target. But if that gets broken, well, I mean, higher levels could be met here. But again, for now, we'll be very careful. Yes, we will aim for slightly higher levels. However, as you can see, the important obstacle here to overcome is this 200 EMA, which kind of continues to hold the rate lower. And although we are getting a few overshoots here, still it's not allowing to close the daily candle above it. So from the very short-term perspective, we are still leaning a little bit more to the upside. We'll get a little bit more comfortable with higher levels if we start seeing a push above the, or should I say, a daily close above the this 200-day EMA, and preferably, of course, we would like to see a break of this upper bound of the range here, and then we will aim for higher levels, which are near the 0.99 level, and this is the first target of ours. That's the highest point of March, and then if we do hit this level, then we'll take it from there. US dollar against the Russian ruble. This is something that I mentioned yesterday as well, so for you guys to kind of keep in mind. Basically, this is a very nice technical pattern here, a descending triangle. You can see that we are now testing the upper side of this triangle, and this is what I was talking about. I was saying that in a way, yes, according to all the TA rules, these patterns tend to break to the downside. However, as you can see, the opposite now is happening, and this is what I've mentioned as well, because I was saying that until kind of as long as it remains in this little territory, as long as it's going to be kind of coiling up here and moving closer to the apex, we will stay neutral. But once we see a breakthrough one of the sides of this triangle, then yes, we could consider a further directional move. So in a way, for now, given the fact that it's kind of testing this downside line, is becoming quite interesting. could become quite interesting for the buyers, and but we would prefer to see a daily close of it above this downside line, and then we could aim for higher levels. But if this suddenly reverses sharply to the downside, keep your eyes on the lower side of this triangle near these 72.63 territory, roughly around there. Quick update on US dollar against the Turkish lira. Now this continues to balance below the psychological 7 mark. But as you can see, at the same time, although on one hand it kind of is more on the bearish side, however, it's still hugging and still oscillating around its 21-day EMA here. So in a way, for now, we will keep an eye on this, but once we see a sharper move lower, then yes, we will start aiming for the and now actually this level has to be adjusted a little bit because probably no longer valid. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna mainly focus on some of these areas here. So the 0.6250 zone, that's going to be our first target. That marks the low of the 17th of April, and then we'll take it from there. The 6.8250 could be a nice target, but again, we need to see a nice good drop here lower, and yep, then we will aim for this level, for the 6.8250 zone. In terms of the upside, we would need to see this one pushing back above this upside line, and then we could consider higher levels. For now, it's leaning a little bit more to the downside. However, of course, don't get me wrong, the political and the economical situation in Turkey is not really on the best side. So they are running they are having a few problems with the foreign currency reserves in their country, unless they recently have received quietly an injection of some sort. However, again, for now, let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep an eye on the technical picture, and of course, keep your eyes on the news and what's happening surrounding the Turkish lira. But if something starts coming out worrying from Turkey, then, well, we could see this pair quickly reversing back to the upside, climbing back above this upside line, and then, well, maybe even a new higher high could be established. But again, for now, that's the game plan. We're going from where it is right now, and we are leaning a little bit more to the downside. And like I said, our first target will be around the 6.8250 zone. GBPUSD, quick update here. So this morning I talked about this one, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this level here, the 1.2163 territory, because a nice good drop below this kind of would, first of all, would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and well, could push the pair out of this range, because for now it's stuck in the range. It's not kind of really doing much. Yes, it was declining, but it's again, overall it's still ranging. So for now, we cannot really do much, and we can just continue waiting for a clear breakthrough one of the sides of the range in order, and well, after a break of which we will consider a further directional move. But until then, we're just observing this one. But given the fact that it's very close to the lower side of this range, keep your eyes on it, because if we get a nice break below it, then maybe it could increase the chances of a further drift lower. Initially, we'll only target the 1.1935 zone, which is the inside swing high here of the 20th of March. And finally, EURUSD, which I've suddenly switched off. Let me just quickly jump back into this one, guys, because I do apologize. I quickly removed it from the list. Now, EURUSD here, this one keeps flirting with this upside support line and the lower side of the range. So in a way, again, the same rule applies. We are still neutral, because we want to see either a push through the 1.0875 territory here, and then we could aim for higher levels, or we would like to see a nice good drop below the lower side of the range here, which is roughly around the 1.0777, in order to consider lower levels. But preferably, we would like to see a daily close below this area, and then we could aim for further declines. Again, for now, we're just observing this, and we want to see what is going to do with this upside support line, and with this lower side of the range. So if we do get a nice daily close below this, then yep, deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. Okay guys, so I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. I do really appreciate your time, guys, so yes, thank you for that, and I hope you found it useful. So if you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Trader's Espresso, around 6 o'clock GMT time, well, not around, actually 6 o'clock GMT time, and yep, my live session, my live Trader's Espresso, where we're gonna have a quick look at some of these instruments, some new ones, and yeah, we'll take it from there, guys. So we'll keep an eye on that, and well, I hope you guys stay safe, and as always, yep, as I said, stay safe, both market-wise and health-wise, and catch my video tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.